This is a team that should never have won. 5,000 to 1. Those were the odds. The same odds as finding Elvis alive. The bookmakers laughed. The whole sport laughed. And then they did it anyway. They lifted the trophy no one believed they could touch. The most impossible story football has ever told. To understand it, you have to go back to a team nobody believed in and a season that broke every rule of the game. This is the story of Leicester City. First, you have to understand who Leicester City were. Nobodies, a small club from a small English city. No dynasty, no history of glory. In over 130 years, they had never won the league. Not once. They weren't giants like Manchester United, or Liverpool, or Arsenal. They were the team you forgot was even in the division. And just 1 year earlier, they almost disappeared from it entirely. The season before, they were rock bottom of the table, staring relegation in the face. Somehow they survived. A desperate late escape. That was Leicester. Not champions in waiting. Survivors. So what happened next made no sense at all. Summer 2015. Leicester needed a manager. They hired Claudio Ranieri, and people laughed. He'd just been fired by Greece, humiliated, beaten by the Faroe Islands, one of the smallest teams on earth. They called him a relic, the Tinkerman, a nice man who'd never win anything. And his squad, a collection of cast-offs. Jamie Vardy, released as a teenager, once working in a factory making medical splints. He'd worn an electronic tag, played non-league football for a few hundred fans. Riyad Mahrez, bought for almost nothing from the French second division. N'Golo Kante, a tiny, unknown midfielder no big club wanted. Rejects, bargains, forgotten men. Nobody saw what was coming. Then the season began, and the strangest thing happened. They didn't lose. They won, and kept winning. The factory worker became a phenomenon. Jamie Vardy scored, then scored again. Game after game after game. 11 matches in a row, every single one. A Premier League record that had never been broken. Mahrez danced past defenders like they weren't there. Kante covered every blade of grass, winning the ball before anyone knew it was lost. 3 players the world had ignored, now humbling the giants. A team built for nothing was beating teams built for millions. By Christmas, there they were, Leicester City, top of the Premier League. The whole country did a double take. Surely, they thought, it couldn't last. Could it? Here's the thing about a fairy tale. Nobody believes it while it's happening. Every week, the experts lined up to call it a fluke, a bubble, a story that would burst any day now. Small clubs don't win the league, they said. They'll fade. They always fade. It was practically a law of football. The money always wins. The giants always wake up. It had been true for 100 years. Leicester were a feel-good story. And feel-good stories don't lift trophies in May. The history of the sport agreed. The trophy always went to the rich, the famous, the expected. Never the little guy. The pressure mounted with every game. One bad run, and the dream would die. The whole world was waiting for them to fall. But they just kept going. But the closer you get to a dream, the more it terrifies you. The season wore on, and Leicester were still there, still top. Then came Arsenal, a late, brutal goal. Defeat. The doubters pounced. This was it. The beginning of the end. The collapse everyone predicted. Except it wasn't. That loss at Arsenal would be their last of the entire season. Because something extraordinary was happening in that dressing room. A belief, a brotherhood, a group of rejects who refused to break. The title race tightened. Every match now felt like a final. An entire city, Leicester, a place that had never known glory, began to hold its breath. They were so close, too close to fail now. And then they sent a message. February. Liverpool came to town. Vardy scored twice, one of them a strike of pure genius. 2-0. Days later, they traveled to Manchester City, title rivals, one of the richest clubs on the planet, and tore them apart. 3-1. Away. This wasn't luck anymore. This was real. 12 games unbeaten to close the season. Belief turned to certainty. The impossible inched closer. May 1st. Old Trafford, Manchester United. A draw, 1-1, Wes Morgan scoring. Agonizingly close. One game from the title. They didn't even have to win it themselves. They just had to wait. May 2nd, 2016. Leicester weren't even playing. Their fate was in someone else's hands. Tottenham, their final rivals, had to win at Chelsea. If Spurs dropped points, Leicester were champions. Claudio Ranieri, the man they had mocked, wasn't even in England. He'd flown home to Italy to have lunch with his mother, 96 years old. The players gathered at Jamie Vardy's house to watch together. The factory worker, the cast-offs, holding their breath as one. Tottenham went 2-0 up. The dream wobbled. And then Chelsea struck back. One goal, then another. 2-2. The whistle blew, and it was done. Leicester City, champions of England, 5,000-1, shattered. A whole city poured into the streets. Grown men wept. The impossible was real. They had actually done it. 5,000-1. A manager nobody wanted, a striker from a factory floor, a team of rejects who refused to listen when the world said no. They didn't just win a title, they proved the impossible is possible. That belief, when it refuses to die, can rewrite everything. This is Behind the Empire, where we tell the stories behind the moments that move us. Subscribe and share this with someone who's been counted out. Because sometimes the underdog wins.